In this video, we'll present a special guide on how to plan your trip to Brazil, from visa to arrival. Successful trips aren't a matter of luck. They're a matter of method. The less improvisation, the more freedom you have to enjoy every minute and to reduce costs as well. When documents, micro-checklists, and clear answers become part of your routine, bureaucracy stops being an obstacle and starts working in your favor. Here's a counterintuitive point. The experience begins well before the airport. It's with a screenshot of the consulate's rules, a form filled out carefully, and a receipt saved offline that you secure the right to enjoy the trip. The payoff comes quickly. Lighter boarding, a stamp without fuss, and better financial choices, such as paying in the local currency and avoiding dynamic currency conversion, which drains money without warning. And there's more. A single clear answer at immigration is usually worth more than 10 confused explanations. If you want a practical shortcut, think of it this way. Each step is a small game with 3 moves: prepare, document, confirm. Preparing means assembling your documentation kit. Documenting means having your papers and reservations organized. Confirming means reviewing what may change. Gate, forms, apps. Small habits make a big difference. Downloading an offline map and noting your accommodation's address can prevent the common confusions that arise right after you leave the airport. Let's start with the visa interview. Your best allies are clarity and confidence in giving the right answers. Be crystal clear about the purpose of your trip, its duration, and your planned activities. When the officer asks, answer precisely and without hesitation. Example: I'm visiting for 12 days in João Pessoa, Brazil, to see the beaches and follow a cultural itinerary. If the purpose is business, state your meetings, the company name, your set agenda, and any site visits. If it is study, detail the course, contact hours, institution, and dates. Speak in a firm, direct, and polite tone, and avoid stumbling. Visa officers appreciate well-prepared applicants. Don't rely on luck. Prepare. Visit the consulate's official website and read carefully. Requirements, deadlines, exemptions, and the list of required documents. Then print or save as PDF. The page with your appointment date. Rules change, and this lets you prove what was in effect on that day. If anything is missing, fix it in advance. Avoid last-minute rush. Bureaucracy favors punctuality. Having a screenshot of the rules on hand usually resolves screening questions and reduces anxiety. Before submitting or scheduling the interview, run a micro-checklist. Purpose and duration defined. Visa requirements saved, screenshot. Forms completed. Fees paid, with receipt. If the answer is yes to all, proceed. If no, make the adjustments now, not at the counter. With that foundation in place, it's easy to move on to the documentation kit that organizes your trip end to end. Assemble your travel documentation kit as you would a toolbox. 1 physical folder plus 1 digital folder, always kept together. In the physical folder, keep your passport, visa, reservations, financial documents, and travel insurance, each in individual sleeves for quick access and protection. In the digital folder, create a clear structure in Google Drive or similar, with subfolders named 01_passport, 2_visas, 03_reservations, 04_insurance, 05_receipts. Golden rule. Everything should be easy to find quickly, even under pressure. As a suggestion, use a standard name like travelkit_BR_2025-03 and email it to yourself. Use a scanner app, Adobe Scan, Noteblock, or Google Drive, to generate clean PDFs, preferably password protected. On the first page, Include a brief summary with emergency contacts and your travel insurance policy number. This speeds up any assistance. Keep the micro checklist at the top, both in the physical and digital folders. Valid passport, accommodation reservation, travel insurance, and useful emergency contacts. In the final days before departure, review everything: dates, names, and attachments, ensuring the correct version is saved. Remember to distribute copies wisely. One in your email, another on your phone, one printed in your backpack, and a photocopy of your passport in your suitcase. Inform a trusted contact where the files are and how to access them if needed. With the documentation kit organized, the next step is to review the information about check-in and boarding. And that's when the trip really starts to run smoothly. Treat the airport as a place where you control your own itinerary. Check in without rushing, and verify your seat and baggage tags before getting in line. Pay close attention to your carry-on in accordance with security rules. Liquids up to 100 milliliters in a transparent bag. Laptop and tablet out of your backpack. And no prohibited items. If you're traveling with medication, keep it in your carry-on and, if possible, bring a translated prescription. It resolves half the questions. To avoid surprises, weigh your suitcase at home. Photograph the tag after drop-off and keep the claim stub. This simple step helps prevent unexpected fees and speeds up any search if your bag is misplaced. Monitor the airline's app and the flight information boards, as gate changes happen frequently. Set a phone alarm for 30 minutes before boarding, make a strategic restroom stop, and refill your water bottle. Keep your electronics at hand, headphones clean, and documents in a zippered pocket. The rest can stay safely in your backpack. Use a short, straightforward micro checklist, almost rhythmic. Documents at hand, passport, visa, insurance, accessible electronics, laptop, charger, empty bottle to refill, boarding pass saved offline. With departure under control, what follows on board: safety, hydration, forms, and small routines becomes almost enjoyable to follow. On board, treat the flight as a strategic interval. Listen to the safety announcements. Keep your seatbelt fastened whenever seated, and organize your belongings. Place your carry-on in the overhead bin. Keep essentials under the seat in front for quick access, avoiding aisle blockages. In the event of turbulence, remember it is a common phenomenon, and the aircraft is designed to withstand it. Stay calm and follow the crew's instructions. Choose your seat intentionally. Aisle if you need to get up frequently. Window if you plan to sleep without interruptions. Before takeoff, enable airplane mode and set out your headphones, book, and pen everything within easy reach, without clutter. For the in-flight meal, choose a light option. Avoid excessive salt, and make water a priority. Ask for an extra cup. The crew knows hydration helps. And on long flights, alternate water with tea. If you have dietary restrictions, handle it in advance. Request a special meal in the airline app and confirm 48 hours beforehand. Want to sleep? Cut back on coffee and alcohol and use an eye mask. Take the opportunity to set your watch the destination time. While still in the air, your body will arrive more in sync. As for the onboard forms, fill them out on the plane. Calmly health and customs forms, personal details, and a legible signature. Write down your accommodation address carefully and double-check your flight number. Take a photo of the completed form and save it as a backup. Download an offline map of your destination and drop a pin for your accommodation. That way, if you lose signal, you can stay on plan. Keep essentials in your backpack. Medications, a light jacket, lip balm, a pen, a short charging cable, and tissues. This quick micro checklist closes the in-flight phase and prepares you for the next one, answering immigration clearly and calmly. Every foreign national who actually enters Brazilian territory must go through federal police immigration control at the first point of entry, whether at an airport, seaport, or land border. This control is mandatory regardless of whether a visa is required. Visa exemption for short stays does not waive immigration inspection. There are situations in which a passenger does not go through immigration upon arrival in Brazil. This happens when the traveler is in international transit and remains entirely within the airport's international area, without crossing passport control, with baggage tagged through to the final destination. On technical stops without passenger disembarkation, there is also no immigration control, and airline crews or official missions follow specific procedures under the supervision of the authorities. If your trip is an international flight connecting to a domestic flight in Brazil, immigration and customs always take place at the first Brazilian airport. You will need to collect your baggage, go through federal revenue, customs inspection, and then proceed to the domestic boarding area. For international to international connections, it may be possible to avoid immigration in Brazil, provided you remain in the international area and your baggage is checked through to the final destination. If you must collect bags, change terminals or airlines outside the restricted area, or overnight, you will have to enter the country, complete immigration control, and depending on your nationality, a transit visa may be required. At immigration, officers verify a valid passport and, when applicable, the visa corresponding to the purpose of travel. The officer may request proof such as onward or a return ticket, accommodation reservation or address of stay, means of financial support, and, when relevant, a yellow fever vaccination certificate. Biometric data may be collected and brief questions asked about the purpose and duration of the visit. Finally, the authorized length of stay is recorded. At seaports and land border crossings, the procedure is equivalent. Checks are conducted by the federal police at the point of entry and follow the same verification criteria. Cruise passengers and overland travelers must also comply with these requirements to enter the country. Before traveling, check whether your nationality is visa exempt for short-stay tourism or business, and carry your passport, reservations, and a return or onward ticket out of Brazil in an organized manner. If you are in transit, confirm with the airline whether your baggage will be checked through to your final destination and whether you will remain in the international airside area of the Brazilian airport. This determines whether you will go through immigration in Brazil. And after clearing immigration, the next step is customs, baggage, and exiting the airport. Upon leaving immigration, follow the signs, baggage claim, retirada de bagagem, and go to the carousels for your flight, checking the monitor for the correct belt. Wait for your bags and, when they arrive, carefully check the tag, the lock, and any signs of tampering. Compare the tag number with the claim stub given at check-in, and keep that stub in an easily accessible pocket, as it may be requested. If you notice any irregularity missing, damaged, or tampered baggage, take photos on the spot and immediately seek the airline counter or the lost and found desk before leaving the baggage area. This is the moment when the official report must be filed. With your bags in hand, proceed to Federal Revenue, Customs Control. You will see signs for the Nothing to Declare and Goods to Declare channels. If you are within the permitted allowances and rules, use the Nothing to Declare channel. If you are carrying items subject to taxes or restrictions, choose Goods to Declare to properly declare your entry. In either case, you may be selected for inspection. If so, present the requested documents and receipts and follow the officer's instructions. After clearing customs, you will enter the public area of the airport. From there, you can find pre-booked transfer services, official taxis, ride-hailing apps, buses, and the metro, where available, or proceed to your pre-arranged meeting point. If you purchased a SIM card or arranged any service at the airport, this is the ideal time to pick it up or activate it. If your trip includes a domestic connection within Brazil, remember that immigration and customs always take place at the first Brazilian airport of arrival. After clearing immigration and federal revenue, customs, you will need to recheck your baggage at the counter of the airline for your next flight, and then go through security screening again to access the boarding area. Keep your boarding pass and documents at hand to speed up the process. For international to international connections in which you remain in the international area, and your baggage is tagged through to your final destination, you normally do not need to collect your bags or go through immigration in Brazil. Simply follow the signs to your new boarding gate. There may only be an additional security screening. However, if you need to change airlines or terminals outside the international area, overnight, or retag your bags, you will have to enter the country. You will go through immigration, collect your baggage, clear customs, and check in again. Depending on your nationality, a transit visa may be required for this entry. To make everything simpler and faster, keep your passport, any visas, accommodation reservations, and your onward exit ticket from Brazil, when applicable, readily accessible. For itineraries with connections, confirm with the airline, still at your point of origin, whether your baggage will be tagged through to your final destination. And if you encounter any issue with your luggage, file an official report with the airline before clearing customs. Once you exit into the public area, resolving the matter is usually more time-consuming. From here on, focus on the essentials for navigating the city. Cash, payments, and connectivity. It's time to switch on local mode. Keeping a small amount of cash on hand helps cover immediate expenses such as taxes, water, and snacks. If you haven't obtained local currency yet, you can do so at the airport. Most medium and large terminals have currency exchange counters and ATMs in the arrivals area. However, airport rates and fees are usually less favorable than in the city. As a rule, it's best to exchange or withdraw only what you need for the first few hours, and then compare options outside the terminal. Availability and hours vary by airport. For late night or early morning arrivals, prioritize ATMs located in indoor, secure, and well-trafficked areas of the terminal. In general, international credit and debit cards, including contactless payments, are widely accepted in major urban centers and cover most expenses. For cash withdrawals, use ATMs located in secure, well-trafficked areas such as airports, shopping malls, and bank branches, preferably during business hours. Before traveling, it's advisable to notify your bank of your time abroad, when applicable. Enable transaction alerts and carry at least 2 cards stored in different places to reduce risk in case of loss or theft. For expense control, setting a daily limit in your banking app helps you stay on budget and avoid overspending on your initial purchases. Keep receipts for higher value transactions in electronic form or as photos, and review your expenses at the end of the day. For digital payments, cards are widely accepted. Pix is widely used in Brazil, but not all foreign visitors can use it immediately. When Pix isn't available, combine card payment with a small cash portion if needed to make it easier to split bills at restaurants and other establishments. If you've made it this far, you've already seen it. Stress-free travel isn't magic. It's method applied with gentle discipline. A trip with fewer hiccups depends on consistent planning and execution. To start, choose one simple action and do it today. Organize a physical and a digital folder with documents, save receipts as PDFs, download maps for offline use, or set a daily spending limit in your banking app. Taken together, these measures make departure and arrival more predictable and reduce the risk of unforeseen problems. Keep your preparation on track by reserving 15 minutes per week until your flight date to review your visa and reservations. Verify your insurance, confirm any required forms, check your flight details in the airline app, and practice a concise answer for immigration. To increase security, maintain a set of essential documents and information, keeping a copy of your passport, useful contacts, your policy number, and your accommodation address saved for offline access. Small adjustments, big savings of time, energy, and often money. Identify the area that usually causes the most difficulty: visa, document organization, boarding, immigration, or payments, connectivity, and choose one simple habit to implement today. Focus on what will bring you the most peace of mind during your next pass through the airport, and track your progress up to the trip. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the main obstacle for your trip: visa, document organization, boarding, immigration, or payments and connectivity? What concrete microhabit will you adopt today to reduce that risk? Which step from this guide, applied now, would increase your peace of mind the next time you go through the airport? Share in the comments. Your experience can help other travelers. To keep receiving practical guidance, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications.